For the first time in 8 years, India's Prime Minister has arrived in Sweden. He is meeting in Gothenburg, a city in a nation of just 10 million people that has suddenly become central to India's global strategy. This meeting is a direct result of a continent-wide scramble to reduce economic dependence on Beijing. Sweden has taken one of the strictest positions in the region, removing Chinese vendors from its telecom networks and tightening security rules around its research. By cutting ties with its previous suppliers, Stockholm has created a sudden vacuum in its technological and industrial supply chains that requires an immediate replacement. Europe now needs a partner that can provide massive manufacturing scale, but only if that scale is backed by long-term geopolitical trust. India is positioning itself precisely in the center of this reset, offering the population and reliability required to fill the space left by China. These high-level talks in Gothenburg represent the first steps toward a trade corridor that operates outside of Beijing's influence. The first pillar of this relationship is defense, where the focus is shifting from simple procurement to manufacturing on Indian soil. The Swedish firm Saab is currently setting up a production facility for its Carl Gustaf system in Haria. This marks the first time a defense manufacturing project in India has been granted 100% foreign ownership. Relying on imports creates a vulnerability during global supply shocks, while localizing production ensures that the hardware remains available regardless of the geopolitical climate. This shift provides a practical boost to India's strategic autonomy and its broader initiative to build high-tech equipment at home. Beyond manufacturing, the partnership also focuses on the raw physical materials needed to sustain modern technology. Sweden is home to some of the largest reserves of critical minerals in Europe, giving it a unique geographic advantage. These minerals are the specific components needed to produce semiconductors, electric vehicles, and advanced electronics for the Indian market. By securing access to these reserves, India is effectively locking in a long-term supplier for its most sensitive high-tech industries. Sweden maintains a high rate of technological investment, dedicating over 3% of its GDP to research and development. To bridge this expertise with Indian scale, the two nations have established the Sweden-India Technology and AI Corridor. This framework is designed to transfer knowledge in next-generation fields like quantum computing, 6G, and life sciences. The private sector is already moving, with more than 80 Swedish companies participating in India's recent AI Impact Summit. This corridor allows India to integrate bleeding-edge technology into its digital economy, saving years of standard research and development. However, India's economic goals extend well beyond Scandinavia. Sweden is serving as a gateway to broader European industrial leadership. This is why the visit included an engagement with the European Industrial Roundtable and Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. India is using its partnership with Sweden to build momentum for the broader India-EU Free Trade Agreement. These bilateral ties are serving as calculated stepping stones toward deeper integration with the entire European continent. European nations are now successfully identifying trusted partners to diversify their supply chains. At the same time, India is securing the capital, manufacturing rights, and specialized technology it needs to expand its industrial base. This alignment creates a more direct industrial link between the two regions, offering an alternative to previous trade dependencies. It is a strategic symbiosis, showing that the future of the global economic order is being actively assembled in places like Gothenburg.